Culture matters, obviously. We talk culture war things all the time on the show. And one thing that the right used to be dismissive of, I'm glad we're coming around on this, is the culture of movies and music. The arts, if we want to call them that, although that sounds a little fruity, the arts are really, really important. It's not just actors and actresses, it's how people are guided. It's how people learn values in a society. It's always been that way. If your movies are putrid, wretched trash, then it matters. If your books are, if your music is. And look, a lot of hay has been made about the new Snow White movie that bombed at the box office, but the American people rejected it because finally we're sensing that something is rotten and wrong and we don't want to consume it anymore. And it inspires me. Joining me now, Kirk Cameron, one of the really wonderful people in that industry, actor, filmmaker, author. His new Brave book series, I would highly recommend it. Kirk, look, it's not that I celebrate people flaming out and failing, but I love when horrible things are rejected by our culture now, because for a long time they were not.
Yeah, rabid dogs need to die. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I love little dogs, but when they're running around terrorizing people, when they're endangering people, we don't want them hurting our children. And so whether it's Disney's Snow White with its woke ideologies and actors who are promoting aberrant ideas, or whether it's music and other forms of storytelling, like you said, we as parents want to know that we can trust the people that we're putting our kids in front of. So I think that it's high time that we put a great deal of importance on the arts, on music, on TV, on movies, on poetry, on sculpture, on everything, because you're exactly right, Jesse. We learn most by the everyday talk occurring in the stories that we're listening to or that we're watching. And, I believe we're in a story right now. It's called history. It's his story. And when we tell our children bedtime stories, when we sing them lullabies at night, when we tell them stories of lessons we've learned from our own past, we're actually framing the next generation of human beings. And it's extremely important.
Kirk, it's not that I think Hollywood was ever, the beacon of light or anything like that, but I'm not 85, I'm 43, and when I was a kid, my folks used to have their friends, cousins come over, and when we finally came in at night, when it got dark and we had to come in, we would turn on they'd turn on the television for us. I think it was ABC,
yeah.
And it was Full House and Family Matters, and the commercials weren't ED pills and things like that. And that's not ancient history. That's just a little while ago. How did it change so fast?
Well, I think the seeds were planted long ago. And those seeds have been germinating like a seed in your garden does underground. It looks like nothing's happening. And then all of a sudden, something pops up and the weed begins to grow. And it gets huge quickly. I think that's what happens with values that we plant in the hearts and minds of people when they're little kids in school, and the stories we tell them in preschool, the books that we read them, the songs and the lullabies that we sing. And I think what we're seeing now is the rapid growth as we've moved away from the values that really promote liberty and freedom and good virtue and character. And now we're beginning to see the rotten fruit that you spoke of earlier. And it's really sour to parents, and they're turning away from it. So I don't think it happens all of a sudden. I think it does happen over time, but we see it all of a sudden when our eyes are opened up, and it sends us back to those good principles. Like, we got to plant good seeds in the hearts and minds of our children. And that's why I'm leaning so much into writing children's books and a children's television show. And you're exactly right. When I was a kid, I watched the same shows that you did. And now as an adult, I can tell you that I have thousands of people who come to me and say, when I was a kid, they say, I watched Growing Pains and Full House and these kinds of shows because those are the families that I wanted to be a part of. They loved each other. They cared. There was a moral lesson that I thought about and helped me to sleep at night. And I felt like the world could be a good place, not just a scary place. And I think that's the promise we need to give to our kids, and we need to make good on that promise.
I agree. And I love what you're doing. In fact, I want to talk about that now. Here's a trailer for Iggy and Mr. Kirk. Here it is.
Let's just start from the top.
The top of what?
Hello, brave explorers. Welcome to my treehouse.
Finally, a quality children's TV show that reinforces wholesome values.
Thanks for teaching me about honesty today.
You told the truth when it wasn't easy.
Through a biblical lens.
God designs every part of us, from each hair on our head.
Or scales. Guess that means that God didn't make a mistake with me.
He made a work of art with you. I'd say a true, one-of-a-kind masterpiece.
While having fun.
You got this, Iggs!
Hey, Iggy! I'll race ya.
Go!
Yeah.
May the Lord bless you.
Kirk, where'd you come up with this idea? Because honestly, I swear it's about as close as a jerk like me could get to getting Misty. It reminds me of my days when that was Sesame Street, right? That was Mr. Rogers. That way, of course, you can't watch that now. You'll learn how to be gay. Where'd you come up with this idea?
Right? Well, you know, Mr. Rogers was a show that we used to watch back in the day, and there was just something special about him. You know, you can make fun of Mr. Rogers, but you know, Tom Hanks made a whole documentary and that whole movie because there's something timeless about a television show for children that helps you say the things you want to say to your own kids or your own grandkids, and it says it in such kind and gracious ways and honest ways, authentic ways. Fred Rogers had a way of doing that, and we want to bring that back for our kids today and our grandkids. Jesse, believe it or not, I'm a grandfather. My 6-month-old granddaughter's playing in the lawn on a blanket right outside my house right now. I can see her through the window, and I want her to have time together with her family and grandma and grandpa to watch shows that are really going to not only entertain her, but actually impart virtue. And the idea for this really came from writing children's books with Brave Books, this company with pro-God, pro-America values in all of their books, and wanting a creative way to bring those stories to life. And realizing kids spend more time in front of screens than they do reading books, we shifted to investing in 2 seasons of today's version of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood meets Sesame Street. It's faith-filled, it's wholesome fun, engaging kids' imagination for good.
Gosh, I'm so glad you did. Kirk, I need you to understand something. I don't do technology, and I know a lot of people watching don't do technology, so in the dumbest possible terms, how do I watch it?
Easy. If you have a smart TV, download the app. It's called Brave Plus. That's it. Download the app Brave Plus on your phone or on your TV, and you can watch the first 3 episodes for free. And if you want to watch more, you can just subscribe. There's also 50 other shows that also meet the same quality standards, i.e., they're not overstimulating for your kids, making them crazier and making their ADD worse. They're developmentally healthy, and they teach clear moral lessons like you want. These are shows like Strawberry Shortcake, Bob the Builder, all these shows that we used to watch as kids, plus new shows, including my new show, Iggy and Mr. Kirk.
Gosh, my sister used to love Strawberry Shortcake. She always tried to make me play with her little stupid Strawberry Shortcake dolls. I freaking hated it. But that was back at a time when things were wholesome. Kirk, I appreciate you very much in what you do. Man, you made me feel old. Kirk Cameron's a freaking grandfather. Gosh, where did the time go? Kirk, congrats on that, though. Congrats to you.
Thanks, bro. And I so appreciate you. Thank you for what you're doing. It's important, and you make it so much fun. Keep it up.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. I would thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, but I know how brilliant it is, and I know you love it here. So subscribe and watch. We're going to start really ramping things up and putting some funny stuff, some interesting stuff out there, some collaborations. Either way, my YouTube channel is officially the place to be. So stick around.